If you feel like you're constantly running on a hamster wheel, trying to juggle work, life, and everything in between, this video is for you. Today, I want to share 10 simple habits that help me reclaim hours of my time every single week. Right now, you can see today's chapters. These are the things I want to cover in this video. Before we begin, I actually wanted to share some news with you guys. Maybe some of you have noticed something interesting. I am engaged! Woohoo! If you want to learn more, please go to my Instagram page. I actually recently started a new Instagram account where I share a lot of things about self-improvement, productivity, creating the life of your dreams. So there you'll be able to learn more about my engagement and follow my life in a pretty personal way. So let's begin with the one big thing. I decided to call this habit this way because it pretty much focuses on choosing one important task and completing it every single day. Obviously, every single day it can be something new, something different. But it basically helps you stay focused and remember what the most important thing you have to accomplish today is. In the morning, when I sit down, I open my to-do list, I see all the things I need to do, I ask myself this question: what would be the highlight of my day? If I only have time to complete this one thing, what would it be? Because sometimes unexpected things come up, sometimes we create an enormous to-do list and we just don't have enough time to accomplish everything. And so asking yourself this question and then marking this one activity as extremely important will help you allocate your time and energy in a better way. I'm not gonna lie, I tend to procrastinate on the most important activity of the day pretty often just because it is usually the most energy consuming, time consuming activity. And a lot of people dread doing that activity. They look at it, they realize that it is the most important thing they have to do today, and then they close their to-do list and they do something else. And the only thing that helps me reframe this eat the frog activity is thinking of it as my highlight. Like at night before I go to bed, if I think about all the activities that I did today, is it going to be my highlight, like completing that activity? Am I going to think, oh my God, Veronika, I'm so proud of you that you decided to maybe start on this activity or complete this activity. It was definitely the highlight of my day. The next habit I have is called the brain dump, and it's going to make even more sense once I share my habit number 3. I have this widget on my phone called my brain dump, and I have it connected to my Notion page. And every single time I have a thought, that I need to call my grandma, or I need to book a tour, or I don't know, what else do I have? Going on this very specific hike where I live, or reaching out to a very specific person. I just write all of these things right here. And then when I have the time, I try to, complete all of these activities. Basically batch all of that together. I really like having this system, like combining my weekly power hour with my Notion brain dump page. I know that all I have to do is literally pick up my phone, open my brain dump page on Notion, and start working on every single task. My next habit that I call health tracking helps me stick to my healthy habits even on the most chaotic days. It's a health tracking app called OtterLife, and I want to say a huge thank you to them for sponsoring a portion of this video. Please don't skip this segment just yet because I only recommend apps that I've tried and tested and that have genuinely improved my life. What really sets OtterLife apart is how they combine functionality with fun. So let me tell you about some of my favorite features. First up, the monthly and weekly workout calendar. With OtterLife, I can track all of my workouts in one place, which not only motivates me to stay active, but also helps me plan my fitness routine efficiently. When I see my weekly and monthly exercise records, it really motivates me to exercise more. And I am a person who really struggles with building a consistent exercise routine. So when I see everything in one single app, it gives me this sense of accomplishment and shows that, Veronika, last week you exercised 3 times. So this week, maybe I'm gonna exercise 4 times instead of 3. Another feature I absolutely love is the daily task board. It lets me set and track goals for things like sleep, steps, and hydration. This helps me make sure I'm meeting my basic health goals, even on the most chaotic days. A fun little feature that I love is that on OtterLife, you get to take care of your virtual otter pet. Every time you meet a goal, you can customize your otter with fun accessories like hats and glasses. It's such a cute way to stay motivated, and it's way more fun than just closing rings on my Apple Watch. When you see your otter happy and healthy, it really motivates you to stay on track. With OtterLife, I can also track track my menstrual cycle, which means I don't have to spend time calculating when my period will start. The app sends me notifications on the predicted date, and I can even check whether my period will start that day by tracking wrist temperature trends on my Apple Watch. I think this feature can be extremely helpful for all the other women too. So if you want to build healthy habits in a fun, easy way and have everything accessible in one single app, I highly recommend OtterLife. You can use my link to download the app and you'll find it in the description down below. Now let's talk about my simple habit number 5. Chore stacking. This habit is going to be amazing, especially for those of you guys who, like me, do not like doing chores. Cooking, cleaning, doing laundry. I hate all of that, to be honest. So what I did here is I pretty much used this famous concept of habit stacking. When you're doing your morning routine, you can, listen to the news. You stack 2 habits together. And I use this to stack my chores instead. So let's say I'm cooking dinner and I have to wait for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes for my food to get cooked. And while I'm waiting, instead of being on my phone, laying on the couch, not doing anything, I do laundry, or I wash the dishes, or maybe I vacuum a little bit. It works especially great when you don't have a dishwasher. I don't, and I usually procrastinate on that a lot because I don't like washing the dishes. I don't have a dishwasher, and so I have this whole pile of dishes to wash. And instead, right now, what I do is I chore stack. So while I'm cooking, I'm waiting for something to boil, let's say, I wash the dishes, just a little bit of dishes that I have. And then after I'm done having dinner, I actually don't have a huge pile of dishes I have to wash. Just, a few plates, maybe a pot, that's it. The next simple habit that literally saves me hours and hours every single week is my Errand hack, let's call it this way. My gym is located maybe around 10 minutes from my house, and so when I go to the gym, I usually ask myself, is there anything I have to do in this neighborhood? Like anything else? Maybe I need to visit a specific grocery store. For example, next to my gym, there is a Korean grocery store. And I ask myself this question, do I need anything from this Korean store? And usually the answer is yes. Maybe I want some specific noodles or tofu or some sauce. And so I go there and I buy that thing because I'm already in the neighborhood. When I go bouldering, I know that the gym is even further away from my house, but I also know that there is a vegan supermarket close to the bouldering gym. And sometimes I want to stock up on some, vegan cheese, let's say. And so when I'm bouldering, I ask myself this question again, do I need to go to that vegan supermarket? So basically what I'm doing here is instead of waiting for the moment when I have to go to that supermarket or the Korean store, I do that when I'm in the neighborhood. And it saves me so much time because sometimes when I'm at home, I want to make, vegan pizza. And I know that I just don't have that in my fridge right now. Instead of taking an Uber all the way there, most likely I'm already gonna have the cheese in the fridge because when I went bouldering yesterday, I bought it. The next simple habit that saves me a lot of time is my weekend digital declutter. It's especially useful for me because I'm a content creator and I film a lot on my phone, a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, and if I don't declutter, I end up with 25,000 pictures in my camera roll. Yep, that's exactly what I had last month when I realized that I couldn't continue living like that anymore. I really needed to clean my camera roll. And now I have 8,000 pictures and videos, from 25,000 to 8,000. That is crazy. If you're interested, I use the app called Swipe Wipe, and I recommend it only if you need to do like a big digital declutter. If you want to delete a lot of pictures just because it is not free. If you have just a few pictures you need to delete, you don't need this app. But for those of you who want to do a deep dive into their camera roll, this app is amazing. And so this is honestly how this habit was born, my weekend digital declutter, just because I didn't want to end up in this situation where I had like 25,000 pictures and videos in my camera roll, most of which I didn't need. And so now on the weekend, I open my camera roll, I delete something, I, organize everything in my folders. That's it. I know that this little habit saves me a lot of time and money in the long run. Now let's talk about my screen time rules, because yes, I do have some rules regarding my phone, regarding using social media or watching TV. You can call me my own parent, because I do think think that having rules in place when it comes to social media, watching TV is extremely important, especially if you know that those things distract you from doing your actual work or from studying efficiently. So my rules include I don't use social media during work hours unless it is work related, because I do work on social media. I have an Instagram page, I have to upload stories, reels, posts, and so when I have to do that, I only do that. Like, I don't actually then go and scroll the feed, check other people's stories. No, because during work hours, I have this rule in place for myself. And then of course, after I finish work, I do like using Instagram. Like, I like seeing what my friends are up to. I like watching other creators' stories. And so I do go through, my feed on Instagram after work. The same thing goes for Netflix and YouTube. I'm not the type of person who can watch YouTube and work. I just can't be productive if something is distracting me. And YouTube is going to distract me because I have to be focused on my work, or I have to be focused on the YouTube video I'm watching. Like, multitasking just does not work for me. And so when I finish my work, when I finish all of my important healthy habits, journaling, meditating, going to the gym, exercising, I know that I'm done. Only then I can watch YouTube, I can go on social media, I can watch Netflix. If you guys are looking for an app that is going to help you control your screen time, I highly recommend Willstone. It sets limits on how much you can use social media apps, and it also rewards you for actually doing all of your productive, healthy habits. Right now, I would like to move on to talking about this very simple principle that I follow that helps me save a lot of time every single week. It's called the Eisenhower matrix. We basically separate all the tasks into not important, important, urgent, or not urgent. And in every single box, we have do, schedule, delegate, or delete. So let's do this little exercise right now. Imagine it's Monday morning and you have all of these tasks that you would like to do today. A big client presentation, organize team meeting notes, endless social media scrolling, taking a course on digital marketing. So how would I approach organizing all of these activities? Do first. Spend the morning polishing your presentation, making sure all the data is accurate and rehearsing your speaking notes, because obviously a big client presentation is urgent and important. So we get into this box. Urgent, important means you have to do it right now. Then we go to schedule. Schedule time in your calendar to work on this course, like an hour every Tuesday or Thursday evening. Treat it like an appointment you cannot miss. I put it into this schedule box because I think it's important, but it's not urgent, because maybe you don't have a deadline, you have a lot of time to complete this course, and so it's better to schedule it and obviously stick to it because it's an important appointment that you cannot miss. Then we move on to delegating the organization of team meeting notes. You can delegate this task to a junior team member or intern. They can handle compiling the notes and you can quickly review them before they're sent out. You can delegate the specific activity because yes, it is urgent, but it is not important because this activity does not require your specific skill set. And you can definitely find a person who has all of those skills and who can do this task even better than you. And finally, we have the delete box. So I put here your social media because it's important to set limits on your social media usage during work hours. Endless scrolling during work hours is not gonna help you at all. This task is not important and it's not urgent, so we can put it here. Remember, if you need help when it comes to setting limits on your social media usage, I highly recommend the app Willstone. It's really fun to use and you can even earn more screen time if you stay active or use educational apps like Duolingo or Kindle. So I really hope this Eisenhower matrix and the 4 little squares will help you identify what you need to do right now, what you can delegate, what you need to schedule, and what you need to delete. And finally, a little habit trick number 10 that I started doing recently is called your mind and body energy. It's basically about switching your mind activities with body activities. And I benefited from this little habit so freaking much. I work a lot with my brain sitting in front of my computer. And so if I work long hours, I just feel exhausted and my mind feels like jello. And so when I finish one specific work task, I ask myself if I can do an activity that is connected to my body, like walking or maybe vacuuming, right? Because it kind of includes being active, walking a little bit, or maybe even going to the gym. And so once I have completed my body activities, I move on to my mind activities. I read, I learn a language, I continue working. So I think it's going to be it about all of my habits today. I really hope you liked this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The homework that I want to give you today is going to be the following. Choose a few habits from this video and start implementing them to see how much time they save you. And please let me know in the comments which habits you decide to pick. If you want to know what micro habits dramatically improve the quality of my life, please click right here and keep on watching.